I'm Jack, 40, leaning against the kitchen island in our Michigan Avenue apartment, coffee steaming in my hand as Chicago wakes under a gray 2025 dawn. The city's alive, horns blaring, Lake Michigan glinting like polished steel. But my eyes are on Anna, my wife, across the room. She's 35, still a knockout, a chestnut hair tumbling past her shoulders, a slim frame that could stop traffic, eyes catching the light like stained glass in some old church. She's by the bedroom mirror now, that oversized gilded thing she begged for years ago, fussing with her silk robe, the edges slipping just enough to show a curve of skin. She smirks at her reflection, brushing her hair slow, humming a jazz tune I don't know, and I sip my coffee, bitter and hot, wondering who that smile's really for, me or someone I haven't figured out yet. We've been hitched 10 years, got Ethan, our 10-year-old, binding us like rebar in concrete. I'm an engineer downtown, blueprints, steel beams, a steady gig that pays for this place, while Anna's always been the spark, restless, too vibrant for our quiet routine. She's packing Ethan's lunch now, turkey sandwich, apple, a little love you, champ note, kissing his sandy head as he grabs his backpack, but her eyes are distant. Her laugh sharper lately, her excuses stacking up like unpaid bills. I'm out by 7 a.m., back by 6 p.m., dust in my hair, and she's there, dinner on, meatloaf or potatoes, but her mind's somewhere else, her perfume hitting me different, woody. Expensive, not the floral she wore when we met. I catch her on the balcony some nights, phone glowing, whispering, yeah, soon, wind snatching her voice before I can pin it, and I wonder when she stopped being mine. It started creeping in 3 years back. At my firm's holiday party, she wore this red dress, tight, slit to the thigh, bold as hell, and I saw Dan, my coworker, lock onto her from across the room. He's tall, gray creeping into his hair, a smooth talker with a grin that cuts like a blade. They danced, his hand resting low on her waist, her head tilting back with a laugh I hadn't heard in years, bright, alive, not the tired chuckle she gives me over coffee. I brushed it off, too much wine, party noise, but later I caught her typing fast on her phone, smiling soft, and when I asked, who's that? She said, just Sarah, her friend, too quick, her eyes sliding past mine. I let it slide, poured another beer, but it stuck, a seed I couldn't shake. Now she's a ghost in our life. Here but not, she's busy, all the time, coffee with Sarah, yoga downtown, salon trips that leave her hair the same but her skin glowing, her heels clicking out the door with a back soon that stretches hours. Ethan's my tether, gap-toothed grin. Chattering about soccer over dinner while Anna nods, half listening, her phone face down but buzzing like a live wire. She'll clear plates, dodge my "how was your day?" with a "fine, yours," and I grunt, flip the news on, trusting her like always, even as the cracks widen. Last week, I found a scarf in her purse, black silk, smelling like cedar, not hers, and when I held it up, "What's this?" she laughed. "Oh, Sarah's," forgot to give it back, snatching it fast, her pulse jumping in her neck like a trapped bird. I didn't push, just watched her slip upstairs, the mirror catching her quick glance back, like she knew I was starting to see through the haze. She's brushing her hair again now, slow strokes, that tune humming low, and I sip my coffee. Cold in my grip, the city rumbling outside. I'm good at building things, bridges, towers, but Anna's a structure I can't read anymore, her beauty a wall I'm not sure I can climb, her secrets piling up and me left wondering who's on the other side. The apartment's quiet as I pour a second coffee, Ethan off to school, Anna gone for some errand she mumbled about over breakfast, her keys jingling, that cedar scent trailing as she breezed out. I'm alone with my thoughts now, the kitchen island cool under my elbows, replaying the slow bleed of the last few months, maybe years. She's been slipping away and I've been too deep in blueprints to clock it proper. I'm steady, work, home, Ethan's games, but Anna's a live wire, sparking somewhere I can't reach. Her beauty sharper, like she's polishing it for someone else's eyes. It's the little things stacking up, gnawing at me. She's got this necklace now, thin gold chain, a tiny pendant I didn't buy hiding under her collar, but I've seen it glint when she leans to kiss Ethan goodbye, her fingers brushing it absent-minded. New. I asked once, casual, over toast, and she touched it. Oh, old thing, just dug it out, her smile tight, Ethan crunching cereal, blind to it. Then there's the late nights, her girls' nights, dragging past midnight, her heels clicking in at 1 a.m. Hair mussed, lipstick faded. Traffic was brutal, she'd mutter, dodging my gaze. I'd nod, flip the TV louder, but last time, I smelled wine on her breath. Red, rich, not Sarah's cheap white, and my gut twisted, quiet but sure. Dan's name keeps floating up, a ghost I can't pin. He's been at every company event since that holiday party. Always near her, laughing too loud, his hand brushing her arm when he thinks I'm stuck jawing with the boss. I'd see her lean in, her laugh brighter with him, and tell myself it's nothing, coworker banter, harmless, but 2 months back, I found a coffee receipt in her car. 2 lattes, Lincoln Park, a spot we never hit, and when I asked, "You and Sarah?" She nodded. "Yeah, quick catch up." Her fingers twisting her wedding ring. A tick I'd missed till it started screaming. Then there's the parking stubs. Lincoln Park again. Tucked in her glove box, timestamps when she's at yoga, and I've stopped asking. Just let them pile up in my head like evidence I don't want to touch. Ethan's birthday rolled in a few weeks ago. Sunny Saturday, and she threw herself into it. Balloons strung across the backyard, a chocolate cake she baked, kids running wild. I manned the grill, flipping burgers, grease popping, while she snapped pics, smiling wide for the camera, her hair catching the light, but her phone buzzed mid-party, and she stepped away, typing fast under the oak tree, her face softening in a way I haven't seen since we were young. "Work," I called, spatula in hand, and she waved. "Just Sarah." Her voice light, too light, her eyes flicking back to the screen. That night, she let me pull her close in bed, her skin warm under the sheets, but her mind was gone. Jazz humming in her head, not me, and when I murmured, "Love you?" she echoed it, flat, hollow, the mirror across the room showing a woman I didn't recognize anymore. I'm pacing the kitchen now, coffee cold, the news droning on the TV. Some bridge collapse I should care about, but don't. She's been humming that tune more. Dan mentioned liking Miles Davis at a barbecue last summer, grinning at her across the picnic table, and now it's her soundtrack, not ours. Her coat's on the rack, CEDAR clinging to it, and I haven't checked the pockets. Don't know if I want to, but I've seen her slip her phone in there, face down, buzzing silent, her fingers quick to grab it when she thinks I'm not looking. Chicago's lights blink outside, the lake a dark smear, and I'm stuck here, piecing a puzzle I don't want to solve, her scarf, her scent, her smile. Knowing she's drifting, not sure I can pull her back. Anna's out again tonight. Said she's meeting Sarah after Ethan's play rehearsal. Slipping into a black dress that hugs her like a second skin. Kissing me goodbye with that cedar whiff trailing her out the door. I'm home alone now, sprawled on the couch. TV muted, beer sweating in my hand, the apartment too big without Ethan's chatter to fill it. She's been rehearsing me. Too, her stories polished, her absences stretching. And I'm not swallowing it anymore. The mirror's there, reflecting an empty room, and I'm wondering how long she's been playing me. How deep this rabbit hole goes, my gut churning like the lake in a storm. It's been weeks of this slow burn, her slipping out, me pretending I don't see. She'll roll in late, hair a little wild, her traffic was nuts, ready before I can open my mouth. I've caught her on the balcony twice now. Phone pressed to her ear, whispering, "Can't talk long." Her voice soft, intimate, not the clipped tone she uses with Sarah. Last time, I stepped out after, saw her delete something fast, her reflection in the glass door tense, like she felt my shadow behind her. I didn't ask, just cracked another beer, let the news drone, but my insides were screaming she's lying, and I'm too stubborn to call it out. Dan's the shadow I can't shake loose, he's been too cozy, cornering her at the last company picnic, her laughing at some dumb story, his hand lingering on her shoulder while I flipped burgers, smoke stinging my eyes. I'd tell myself it's nothing, just Dan being Dan. But then I'd see her phone light up later, her fingers flying, a smile curling her lips I haven't earned in years. Found another parking stub in her glove box last week. Lincoln Park, 3 p.m. When she said she was at yoga and when I held it up, "What's this?" she shrugged, must have parked there with Sarah, her eyes flicking away, ring twisting like a nervous kid caught stealing. I've stopped asking straight, just let the stubs stack in my head, a tally I can't unsee. Ethan's the only thing keeping me grounded, he's at rehearsal now, probably nailing his lines, kids got my focus, her charm, and I'm proud, his sandy hair and grin a mix of us that still makes sense, but even he's picking up on it. Last night, over spaghetti, he twirled his fork, looked up, "Why's Mom always gone?" His voice small, eyes big, I froze, "She's busy, bud," and Anna jumped in, "Work stuff, sweetie?" ruffling his hair too fast. Her phone buzzing under the table like a guilty pulse. I saw her check it later, bathroom door cracked, mirror catching her smirk, same one she wears when she brushes that necklace I didn't give her, her beauty a weapon I can't dodge. I'm pacing now, beer flat. The mirror. showing a guy losing his grip on what he built. She's out there, maybe with Dan, maybe someone else, her elegance a shield I can't crack. Chicago's lights wink outside, wind howling off the lake, and I'm stuck, replaying every hint, the scarf, the scent, the smile. Knowing she's slipping, not sure I can catch her before she's gone, my coffee cold, my trust colder, she rolls in at 1 a.m., heels clicking soft on the hardwood, that cedar scent hitting me as she slips through the door. I'm on the couch. Beer empty, TV flickering some late-night rerun, and she freezes when she sees me awake, eyes sharp. Late rehearsal? I ask, voice flat, locking on her. She nods. Yeah, traffic after, her hair mussed, lipstick long gone, the lie smooth as the red silk scarf, new, dangling from her purse like a taunt. Ethan's still at Sarah's, I say, testing the water, and her eyes flicker. Oh, right, I'll grab him tomorrow. Too casual, her hand brushing that necklace, the pendant glinting under the dim light. I don't push, stand, crack my neck, head to bed, the mirror catching her quick exhale as I pass like she dodged a bullet. She knows I'm loading, morning breaks, and she's up early, coffee brewing, Ethan's lunch packed, humming that jazz tune again, her robe slipping to show a faint mark on her collarbone, like a thumb pressed too hard. Rough night. I toss out, half joking, sipping my coffee, and she laughs. Crowd was wild, flipping her hair, the mark vanishing under it like a secret tucked away. Ethan bounds in, backpack swinging, and she kisses his head. Have fun, champ, her smile bright for him, not me. I grab my briefcase, the routine a mask over the rot I'm starting to smell, and she's out by noon. Client meeting, she says, keys jingling, that cedar trailing her like a shadow I can't shake. I'm off too, but I detour, swing by Lincoln Park, her yoga spot, and spot her silver Honda parked near a condo I don't know. Windows dark, my gut twisting like a rusted bolt. I don't stop, just drive to work, blueprints blurring on my desk, her laugh with Dan echoing from that picnic. His you should hear her sing jazz ringing in my ears. Back home, she's late again, 10 p.m. Ethan asleep, her traffic excuse ready. But I catch a wine stain on her sleeve. Red, dark, not Sarah's cheap white. Good meeting, I ask, leaning on the counter, and she nods. Yeah, long day. Slipping upstairs, the mirror catching her quick glance back, like she knows I'm closing in. It snaps quiet, then loud. I dig one night. Ethan's at a sleepover, she's in the shower, water hissing, and find her phone unlocked, a rookie slip. I scroll. Texts from D. Months deep. Miss you, gorgeous. Last night was unreal. Can't wait to see you. My chest caves, but I keep going. Hotel receipts in her email. A P.O. box key in her purse. Traced to a drawer stuffed with letters. Love you, signed Dan, his scrawl a knife. She steps out, towel wrapped, freezes when she sees me at the kitchen table. Papers spread, beer warm in my hand. How long? I ask, voice cracking, holding up a letter. She crosses her arms. A while. Tears welling, defiance thin as paper. Dan, I press, and she nods. Name a sledgehammer. I yell, 10 years, Anna. For him. She fires back. You stopped seeing me? And it's chaos, shouts, tears, the mirror reflecting two strangers tearing our life to shreds. I grab a bag, crash at Mike's downtown. The city's hum my only company, and she's alone, my world cracked wide by her beauty and his words. The mirror showing a man who trusted too long. Papers hit 3 days later. Divorce summons, me filing, full custody of Ethan on the line, her unstable lifestyle, my leverage. Every text and letter my ammo. Chicago's winter. Bites hard, wind howling off the lake, and I'm in Evanston now, a rental near the firm. 2 bedrooms, bare walls, Ethan's soccer gear by the door half the time. Anna's holed up in Logan Square, a creaky rental I've glimpsed once, that old gilded mirror propped against a wall like a relic of what we were. Ethan shuttles between, backpack slung. His see you later, a quiet stab each handoff, and I'm left piecing a life from the wreckage she left. Court's a war zone. My lawyer Harris digs deep, a bulldog in a suit, splashing her texts with Dan on screens, her lies peeled back layer by layer. She hires Claire, a razor-sharp woman from the Loop, fighting for joint custody, and it drags. Weeks of hearings in Cook County's sterile rooms. The air thick with our mess, my tie too tight, her navy dress too poised. Harris swings hard first day. Mrs. Parker abandoned her family for an affair, projecting miss you in bold, my jaw locked as Judge Kessler. Gray-haired and stern. Schemes the stack. Anna's steady. I was there every night. Half true. Her eyes flicking to Ethan's stick figure drawing pinned to her purse. A lifeline she clings to. I testify next. She lied for years. Left Ethan with sitters, me with nothing. My voice raw, the room heavy with my hurt. Every word a brick I've been carrying. Claire flips it fast. Mr. Parker worked 60-hour weeks. Anna was Ethan's backbone. Waving my overtime sheets like a flag, my late nights turned against me. Discoveries a slog, weeks of. Clawing through the mud, Harris pulling hotel receipts from her email. A night she swore was a girl's trip. Now a neon sign of her deceit. Me handing over bank records showing her salon trips bled cash we didn't have. More lies, Your Honor. Harris crows, and Claire counters with Ethan's school awards, her name on every pickup list. She's his mother, not a ghost. Her voice cutting. My absence a weapon I didn't see coming. Dan gets dragged in. Deposed by Harris, cocky at first. She loved me. His grin smug, then crumbling under Claire's cross, admitting he pushed her. His Lincoln Park condo a footnote I can't unread. Ethan's words gut me. Court counselor reads them slow. Mom's fun gone a lot. Dad's boring, there, his voice a knife through the fog, my fists clenched under the table, Anna's eyes wet across the room, our failures laid bare. Kessler orders mediation, a last-ditch peace shot, but it flops, me demanding full custody, her pushing joint. Our lawyers sniping over coffee in a stale conference room, no ground given, no compromise found, back in court. Harris leans hard on Dan's letters, she chose a lover over her son, his voice dripping venom, the love you, a scrawl. Projected big, and Claire fires back with photos. Ethan's birthday party, Anna's smile wide for him. She's flawed, not absent, weeks bleed. My blueprints pile up untouched at work. Ethan's why were you fighting? Over serial unanswered, my it's complicated. But a dodge that fools no one. Final hearings a marathon. A Harris brings a sitter. Smug, she left Ethan too often, and Claire tears her apart. Jack's late nights match every gap. My own hours a noose. Anna takes the stand. I messed up. Ethan's my world, tears real, no act, and I follow. I trusted her, she broke us, my pain a mirror to hers. The room hushed but for Kessler's pen scratching, her gaze unreadable, closing stretch a Harris hammering her betrayal, Claire her redemption. And Kessler recesses, leaving us dangling, me staring at Anna across the aisle. Ethan's future a coin flip I can't call. Days later, the ruling drops, joint custody, Kessler's voice flat, both flawed, both vital, her affair a scar, not a death blow. I slump, Anna exhales, victory bitter, Ethan's split, half mine, half hers, my trust a ghost in that damn mirror, the courtroom emptying, Chicago's cold waiting outside. I'm settled in Evanston now, a two-bedroom rental near the firm. Ethan with me half the time, his cleats muddy by the door, his chatter about robots and recess my lifeline through the haze. Anna's in Logan Square, a creaky rental I've seen once dropping him off hardwood floors, that old gilded mirror leaning against a wall, her beauty frayed but holding, like a painting chipped at the edges. She's cut Dan loose, I've checked, her phone's clean, her scent just soap now, but it doesn't matter, the scars carved deep, her infidelity a shadow I can't outrun. Ethan bounces between us, his see you later, a quiet ache each handoff, my nod to Anna clipped, her wave tense, the divorce a wall we don't scale, our voices muted over the hum of his backpack zipping, works my rock promotion hit last month, blueprints piling high, my desk a mess of steel and stress, but it keeps me steady. I got a dog, Rusty, a scruffy mutt, for Ethan's, can we? Please, his tail thumping when Ethan's here, his barking filling the silence when he's not. Anna's scraping by, boutique job in Wicker Park. Selling dresses she used to wear, her charm pulling tips, sketches she started again, Ethan mentioning them casual, mom's drawing stuff, her place is bare, second-hand couch, thrift lamp, I hear through his chatter, and drop-offs are quick, curbside. Be good, bud, my eyes off hers, her hand in his, the tension thick but unspoken. Ethan's tales spill over, her baking cookies, lake picnics, mom's fun, and I nod, grill burgers, keep my life rolling. Lisa creeping in slow, a teacher I met at Ethan's school. Her laugh warm, her presence softening the edges. Anna left jagged, Anna's alone half the time. I hear it in Ethan's, she's quiet when I'm gone, and picture her, wine glass in hand, jazz humming low, that mirror staring back at a woman I don't know anymore. I've rebuilt. Lisa's cooking with me now, Rusty's sprawled by the couch, Ethan's soccer medals stacking on a shelf, but Anna's shadow lingers, her beauty a memory I can't shake, Chicago's hum my only constant. The lake a cold mirror to the life we broke, but something's off. Ethan's chatter shifts, subtle at first, mentions of mom's new friend slipping in over burgers, his eyes flicking to mine like he's testing the water. I grunt, yeah, and he shrugs, just some guy she works with, kicking his cleats under the table, and I let it slide, but it sticks, a new thread in the tangle I thought I'd cut. Lisa notices too, her, how's Ethan? Over coffee laced with a frown when I mention it, and I brush it off, kid's imagination. But my gut's stirring again, that old ache waking up. Anna's calls get shorter, her drop-offs brisker, her eyes dodging mine with a flicker I haven't seen since Dan, and I start watching closer. Her coat's got that cedar whiff again, faint but there, her phone buzzing more, her work's busy, excuses echoing the old lies. I don't ask, just nod, but I'm counting now, the stubs in my head stacking fresh. Spring thaws, Chicago slow, and Ethan's with me, kicking a ball in the yard, Rusty barking. When he drops it casual, mom's friend came over, he's got a cool car. My chest tightens. What friend? I ask, voice steady, and he shrugs. Dunno, tall guy. She laughed a lot, his grin fading when he sees my face. I don't push, just toss the ball back, but my mind's racing. Dan's gone. I checked, but someone's there, her beauty pulling again, her secrets blooming anew. I start digging quiet, drive by her Logan Square place one night, Ethan at Lisa's, and spot a black SUV parked out front, lights on inside, her silhouette moving with another, taller, not alone. My hands grip the wheel, breath fogging the glass, and I pull away, the cedar scent haunting me from memory. Back in Evanston, I pace, Rusty whines, Lisa's, you okay? Over the phone unanswered, my blueprints untouched. Ethan's, she's fun, takes a new edge. Her sketches he mentions now paired with he likes them too, and I'm piecing it, another guy, another shadow, her jazz humming for someone else. I don't confront, not yet, just watch her drop-offs, her quick smiles, the necklace glinting sharper, and then it hits. A Sunday. Ethan's with me, phone buzzes, Anna's name, can you keep him an extra day? Work thing, her voice light, too light, I say, sure, but my gut's screaming, and I drive Lincoln Park again, that condo block, her Honda's there, black SUV beside it, my chest caves, I park, wait, hours bleeding, and she steps out, not alone, tall guy. Not Dan, dark hair, her laugh bright, his hand on her waist, her beauty alive for him. I don't move, just watch, the mirror of my truck reflecting a fool twice burned. Ethan's new friend isn't new, her lies aren't dead, and I'm back where I started, but this time, I'm not breaking. I drive home, Rusty's tail thumps, Lisa's waiting, what's wrong? Her eyes soft, I don't answer, just pour a beer, the city humming, and plot. Anna's not the only one who can play shadows. I dig deeper, quiet, hire a guy. Ex-cop, feeds me scraps, new guys mark, boutique owner, her work thing, a cover, months deep photos pile, her with him, jazz clubs, lake walks, her beauty a weapon she's honed again. I don't tell Ethan, keep him kicking balls, grinning. But I'm building file stack, her lies mapped, and I wait, courts joint, but I've got leverage now, her stability, a house of cards, months roll, I'm steady, Lisa's in, Rusty's barking, Ethan's metals gleam, but Anna's call comes, can we talk? Her voice shaky. I meet her, Logan Square Cafe, her eyes wide. I'm sorry, she starts, but I cut her, save it, I drop the folder, photos, texts, Mark's name in ink, she pales, Jack, I stand, custody's mine if I push, you know it, she freezes. Her beauty cracking, and I walk, Chicago's wind cold, Ethan's mine half now, but I'm aiming higher, lawyers on speed dial, her lies my steel, and the twist hits, I don't file, not yet, I wait, let her squirm, Mark's shadow growing, her jazz fading, Ethan's. Mom's quiet turns to, she's mad, and I grin, slow, the mirror in my truck reflecting a man who's learned Anna's not the endgame, power is, and I've got it, Chicago's hum my beat, her beauty a ghost I'll bury, the lake glinting, my move next.